Greetings and welcome to the channel. This is Mikhailov from Team Retro, where we like retro games and the devices that bring them to us. In this video, we're going to take a step back to a handheld that I used for a long time before starting this channel, the Nintendo Switch. One of my first YouTube videos was on this device, and this little handheld has kind of set the stage for what we have today. However, the Joy-Con controllers have never been the best fit for me, and have always felt kind of flat and uncomfortable. Well, late in the Switch's life cycle, we now have a set of Joy-Con controllers called the QRD T5 Stellar. Unlike other ergonomic Joy-Cons on the market, these are fully functional wireless controllers that can be attached to the Switch or used separately. So we're going to take a look at if these controllers are worth your purchase in 2024. So with that, let's dive in and get to work. At time of recording, these controllers can be purchased direct from the QRD website for about $60. However, there is a 20% off promotion going on at this current time. These Joy-Cons were sent to me by QRD for the purposes of this review. However, as is required, all opinions are my own, no money changed hands, and they are not seeing this video before it is published. So with that, let's go ahead and do the traditional unboxing. Inside the box, you receive the Joy-Cons as well as the connector brick. Underneath the controller is an instruction book and a second D-pad attachment. I actually really like that you have the option to use a circle D-pad or a traditional cross D-pad. The controller itself is a little wobbly when attached to the brick. I don't really care for that. However, when attached to the Switch itself, those problems go away and everything is attached very sturdy. What sets a controller like this apart from something like the Hori Split Pad Pro is that it is completely functional wirelessly. You can even split the controller and use it as an individual Joy-Con, although I'm not sure I would recommend it. It's not terrible playing Super Mario Bros. This way, but it's not necessarily intuitive either. Besides the ergonomics of this device, this controller has programmable back buttons. What I like to do is I like to set these to L3 and R3 on the Switch, and it's fairly simple to do. All you have to do is hold the program button on the back, then press the button you want to map, it'll vibrate, and you're good to go. However, you can only map left Joy-Con buttons to the left key and right Joy-Con buttons to the right key. So I find L3 and R3 are really the best fit here. And in a game like Pokemon Violet, I can just click that back button to run instead of putting extra pressure on the joysticks themselves. Now there's also a turbo function, which I could best demonstrate using a Mega Man game. So let's go with Mega Man 2. If we press the turbo button, then press the button that we want to go into turbo mode, you could see here that we can program a rapid fire, which actually makes the early levels of Mega Man 2 that much easier. But now, let's expand that functionality to a game like Dave the Diver, featuring a guy that looks like me. This game can get button mashed you when trying to harpoon fish. So let's do a couple of things to try to mitigate that. First, we're going to set the back button to A. And then we're going to take the regular A button and we're going to put that in turbo mode. Now, when we go for a dive to catch fish, instead of mashing the A button like a madman, you simply press it once and hold it down. And then when you want to harpoon, you use the back button to aim. This is just one of many possible combinations with these controllers. One final aspect to showcase is the LED lights. So if you hold turbo and L3 and R3, you can enter a mode that actually lets you cycle through the different light colors. Then you press L3 or R3 in order to change the light color. So In true Nintendo fashion, I set my left Joy-Con to red and the right one to blue. Now it's time to wrap things up with my final thoughts. And as always, we're going to start with the positives. Now for me, it's kind of hard to review controllers because they usually work or they don't. And I'm happy to say that these do work very well. The programmable features work as intended. You can use these controllers wireless or plugged into the Switch, and they have a good ergonomic feel to them. Much better than the default Nintendo Joy-Cons. But with that, let's mention some of the negatives. And I'm going to be honest with you. Some of these are strictly me problems, so they might not apply to your use case. There's only one transparent color available at time of recording, and I just don't care for transparent shells. I prefer more solid colors. Therefore, I wish there was a solid black color here. The controller attachment is wobbly, which kind of contributes to this more toy feel of these controllers, but my opinion of this feeling like a toy might be skewed by the fact that the Nintendo Switch itself feels like a toy after spending all this time reviewing more beefy feeling handhelds. But we also have to keep in mind that the Switch was a retro handheld that most of us used before all these other devices started hitting the market, and the Switch also existed before the Steam Deck. So even though it's late in the Switch's life cycle, and we are hot on the heels of a potential Switch 2 announcement, it's still nice to see this system is getting some love. And thanks again to QRD for letting me review this controller. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this a controller you are thinking of using, planning to get, or is this just a hard no? And please feel free to continue the conversation on the Retro Handhelds and Steam Machine Discords, where you could find me hanging out in between videos. And if you want to support the show like these wonderful people on the screen, you can do so by going to my Patreon page. Links for all of these places are in the description. But that will do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe if this video was helpful to you in any way. Every smash of that button helps the channel grow and allows me to get more content out to you. But until next time, bye for now, and don't stop believing.